Hey everybody, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and this looks a little different today as we not only have an amazing human on the show in Solo Darling, but Officer Magnum is also joining us. How are you both?
We're doing great.
Good.
This is Officer Magnum's first real big convention.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
There's a lot to take in, a lot to see.
He's got to meet some other doggos as well, which he's been very excited about.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now he's very sleepy.
It was so funny. As soon as they came in the room, he literally was just like, I'm just going to sprawl out. This is my time to chill.
This couch right here. Right now he's in Zen because they're giving chess pets.
Oh, is that his favorite?
Those are the best pets.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This makes me so happy, guys. You have no idea.
He looks a little drunk. He's like...
I'm going to be distracted. I got to stay focused, guys. I have a show to host, buddy. All right, so first time I ever came across both of you was at a Beyond Wrestling show, and I actually saw Officer Magnum before I met you. I was like,
as you do.
Yeah, I was like, whose dog is this? Why is there a dog backstage? Is this so different? And then everyone was like, oh, it's Solo's dog. You have to meet Solo. I was like, I know who Solo is. Like, I've never met her. And then finally, you look so awkward, bud.
I know.
What's going on?
What's up?
Oh my
is this what you wanted?
I think that's what he wanted. He wanted
Did
Mom.
you achieve it?
He's there. And so when I found out you two were a pair, I was like, that's amazing. I feel like there's nothing better than having a dog around. It's just the best feeling. So how long have you actually had Officer Magnum?
So this is our third year together.
Okay.
He's 4.5. His birthday's October, so then he'll be 5. So that's like around the corner. So we'll do something big for that, right, buddy? Oh, yeah. All the treats. So 3 years, I adopted him and then went to training. So he's been in the wrestling business his whole little life with us.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. He just walked into a bunch of family.
And he's literally been coming to shows with you from the start, too? Like,
the first indie show he went to with me was in Lancaster. So very, very short after that. And that's when I dislocated my knee. And I was out for a while, but at the same time, I had a soft cast. It just was like, I just wasn't very good at crutches. I got really good really quick though. And he was just kind of like, hey, I'm new here, and now you have this stuff on you, okay? And we spent every day together all day, so that's why we wound up training, and we got like really good at talking to each other because we were just home all the time together. He's like, this is great. This is your job? Me? This is awesome. This is the best job.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then after that, he just comes to shows all the time.
Yeah, I find that I talk more to my dog than I do any other human. Like, it's weird. I have the strongest bond with my pet than anyone ever.
Yeah. Yeah. They're the best.
They really are.
They're smart.
And so the first time you ever brought him to a show, because he really is like a member of the family backstage, it's really cute to see. What were people's reactions? Because you really, I think he's actually the only dog that comes around backstage like super frequently that I've seen.
Yeah, and I think Taya brings Presley around. Okay. I don't know if all the time, but I've been there a couple times with Presley, and I'm like, oh, if this is closer, I could bring Officer Magnum with me. Yeah, and so sometimes he won't come to the ring with me if I can tell like, he's really tired and whatnot, but now I think he really gets a kick out of it, and he's gotten used to it. And at home we do tricks where we like practice entrance, so he gets used to like where I'm walking.
That's hilarious.
And so now, and he really knows now. He's like, oh, I get in the ring now, and then we play.
Yeah,
that's good.
Aww. Do you ever try to teach him anything, like as far as in the ring goes? Like,
for sure, he loves it. Yeah. So when it's practice time, he's really vocal, really loud, and I think it's just his participation. When show lights are up and it's showtime, like not a peep.
Really?
It's so bizarre. I would love to know his thoughts on that.
I bet we all would.
Yeah. So we've worked on a couple different tricks over time. I wanted him to be able to speak freely because I don't really know, like, he's got to let me know stuff. So we started as interviews where I'd hold a remote until I got a microphone, and then I'd like ask him stuff, and he would boop it, and then he would start talking. And then kayfabe is for him to stop talking. He's learning dropkick right now and sleep, which is otherwise known as drop down. And he can take a punch, he can take a super kick.
Wow.
He can cover. And then if I drop down in the corner, he can come put his paws up in here like he's giving me heat in the corner.
You're going to be facing some, like, really big guys soon. You almost have the full skill set.
Almost. We're working on. He loves that stuff. But when it comes to, like, fetch, like, no clue. Doesn't.
So he was just born to wrestle.
Just born to wrestle.
Born to wrestle.
Yeah.
Runs in the family.
And eat marshmallows.
And
really loves
marshmallows?
Yeah, really loves marshmallows.
Really?
Really strange pick, but I mean, I can't blame him. I like marshmallows.
I've never heard of like a dog eating marshmallows.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they could.
Well, I mean, probably not often, but as all of us in moderation should eat marshmallows.
Yeah.
Coming from formerly known sugar creature, I adopted him, got a bunch of treats, and then he didn't like the treats, and all I had to train him with was like marshmallows until I got other treats, and we figured out he likes jerky a lot. Doesn't like crunchy treats, but he was like, "Oh, I could do this marshmallow thing. Like, I'll jump through a wall for a marshmallow." Like. Kool-Aid man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now I know what I'm going to bring you next time we're going to be at a show together, buddy. But I have to mention the fact that he's literally decked out right now in bandanas and a collar that has food on it.
We love hot dogs and we love bacon and eggs.
Oh my
like
gosh.
Ron Swanson.
I think that's amazing that he's just decked out in food. And the thing that I really noticed is I follow both you and the officer right here on socials.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've realized, but you tweet about pizza like a decent amount. Like,
love pizza.
What pizza are we gonna get tonight? I don't know any good pizza joints. Like,
Yeah.
I see that coming up in my feed.
He loves it.
Is that kind of like your go-to meal when you're on the road?
It's like a really nice cheat treat. Because like, back in the day when you didn't have to do like a whole bunch of stuff and a bunch of dieting, it's like, oh, we'll just eat pizza whenever. Like, you grow up, have parties every weekend, whatever. Like, you're a kid. And like now, you have some kind of like regiment. So we like save the pizza because like it's very indulgent. Double pepperoni, obviously. Like the big slice of pepperoni.
Oh my.
But like when I do get pizza, like I do give like a little treat. Just a little bit. Try to stay away from the cheese as much, but like, man, who doesn't love cheese?
I know.
Even lactose intolerant, it's like, I'll just take a Lactaid pill and eat all of the cheese.
All of it.
But he'll do like at one point he like didn't know what to do and he was trying to anticipate, which I tell him not to anticipate the moves, like wait till it's called to you. And he was like just flipping out because he saw the pizza box and he knew. So he like starts to spin around like he's selling, then he sits, then he gives paw, and then he lays down, and he has no idea, and he runs out, comes back in, flips his bed, and he's like, did I do it? And I was like, you can have it, it's fine.
You've earned it.
I didn't ask for that, but I'm not mad about it. It's a really funny trick that you've just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in the ring. Like, I've seen it in videos, but for the shows that we've been at the same shows, he hasn't accompanied you to the ring for the ones I was at. So, like, I really want to see him in ring with you so badly.
This Sunday at American Rana, we have our first set of official matching gear, as he is an officer, so he does have his uniform, as I have mine.
Of course.
And so he will be coming to the ring with me, flashed out in red velvet. So
Red velvet.
I'm very excited. He has a little cape.
Oh my goodness. Look at you dressing to the nines.
I have now officially a pattern for dog gear. So all you wrestling people with doggos, including yourself, if you'd like personalized doggo gear, I'm open for that. People gear, you guys, we all have people to make people gear. I do enjoy making the applique and everything for doggos, and it's way more fun.
That's so cute.
DM him, DM me. Slide into his DMs, doggos. Cranberry, I know you're out there. It's Effie's dog. Oh, I want to meet Effie's dog. I will make gear, and I'll flash out for it. It's so worth it. Because then they're just like, what am I wearing? And you're like, you're so adorable. I love this. And like, am I doing this right?
It just brings me so much joy. Like, I literally haven't stopped smiling this whole interview. It's gonna hurt so badly.
While he's melting.
Well, he just has no idea. He's
like, God.
Couch. Finally.
Where's your head? It's draped. Just so you can see.
The reason he's so exhausted is because you're spending a few days here in Raleigh for GalaxyCon. Queens of Combat. It's super hectic, crazy, but so much fun so far. So we're about a day and a half-ish in. So tell everyone how it's been for you.
I love doing conventions. I love being a part of them in any way, even if I'm just like going to cosplay and like hang out. But being a part of it and getting to wrestle is like the mecca. It's the best. This year I'm playing Livewire, so a DC villain. She's super cool and super sassy, and apparently was a DJ. What? Huh. The more you know.
Look at that.
And since I am more of a Marvel person myself, growing up in New York, that was like very easy for me to connect to, and so I kind of grew up like in the Marvel universe. Where like even as a teenager, I got a book. You can do a Marvel tour. And in there, it'll take you around New York to where the heroes live, where there was like epic battles and what issues, and so like that to me is very tangible. And growing up like that, you feel like they're more real. Like
of course.
So
These larger than, it's like wrestling, right?
Yeah. So then getting to see them in the ring and then perform and like wrestle Spider-Gwen, who I love. She's also a drummer, and I was like, I love you. And then I get to be a villain, which is not a normal role for myself.
Yeah.
So this is a very fun time.
Ooh.
And I love it. And I still get to throw people. So
Perfect.
who doesn't love that?
Is it a little weird for you going from, super, super baby face to like...
Yeah. And I'm not even like weird about it, where I'm like, yo, help. Hey guys, I just want you to know I've done the face thing for a while, so like if you have tips to not smile and enjoy what you're doing, because I'm in there like trying not to smile. Even
well, that's
though,
the thing. Like every time I see you come out to the ring, and I'm gonna talk about Willow in a little, but
God,
every time
that's even worse because
it's gonna be
permanent
amazing.
Smile.
I'm excited for that. But every time I see you come out, like I just smile. Like there's this vibe to you, and it's like this is so fun to watch. Right? That's why I said like super baby face, because it really is. It's a good time.
It's just I get to be a villain, so that will expand as the weekend goes, and I can't wait to see how that unfolds because we do mini stories throughout the thing. So it's exciting.
And it must be cool too, being someone completely other than yourself. Like the fact that you get to throw on these different costumes and really just take over and escape for a little bit. Like that's I can imagine that being really cool.
Yeah, and then I've been friends with Leva Bates now for most of my career. I met her really early on, and so we're very close, and so I've got to see her evolve with her characters and like all the cosplay she's done and take a page from her book and learn. And then I got to do it. My first character I cosplayed was Power Girl.
Nice.
So, and that was before all of the super powerlifting I was doing. I had like just scratched the surface, and they were like, yeah, and I was like, all right, this sounds pretty cool. So I just like have been with her a lot on like, all right, what else is good for this? Like, all right, let's work on it. Give me tips for this entrance.
It's always good to take advice, because if you become kind of like stagnant and stuff, it's not fun for anyone. Like the fans will kind of be like, I've seen this. Like the fact that you're always wanting to evolve and take advice, like just do it. There's no shame in like asking for help.
Like I asked one girl who's very, very, very new to the business, sweetheart, and she was like, I'm a heel, so I don't really do much. And I was like, aren't you bored saying that?
Yeah.
Just saying it.
Heels are supposed
and she was
to be
like, whoo! And like, I mean, literally, like, she's 19, she's little, and I adore her. So out the gate, I felt like very comfortable being kind of like super myself. Well, I'm always myself, but I was just like, we're just gonna skip to the third date here and just get right into it. We're not gonna go like, so what do you want to do, a bulldog? Like, we're gonna skip that. And then I was like, aren't you bored saying that you don't do anything as a heel? She just didn't want him, and I was like, I want you to know, whoever told you that, they can DM me, they can hit me up, and I stand by it. So you can use my name and be like, I want to do cool stuff and be like a very dynamic heel. That's
interesting, because I've heard from a lot of my wrestling friends, like they love being a heel, they can't stand being a baby because I
love being a face.
They find do you? Because I was gonna get into that, but like they find being a heel a lot easier, because it's a lot easier to be mean and get over than to be like it's harder to be a really good baby face. A lot of people are saying that's what I'm trying to get to.
I think so, and I think it's because of the way wrestle brain is versus entertainment brain. Think about any villain you like that's not a wrestling villain. They're very layered, they're very dynamic, they're very well thought out, and that's why we hate them. Because we're like, you could do a million things, and we understand your motive, and the motive that they usually carry is a very real and empathetic thing, which is very frustrating to people, because they can see themselves doing that, and they don't want to do that, and they don't want to be a bad dude.
It's a conflict.
And you're like, right, the best example of that is Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Totally, it's a good example.
And similar to what Dasher Hatfield is going through with that kind of like, all right, you're with them, it's for the family.
Yeah.
Okay, it's for, you're dying of cancer. Right, okay, we get it. And then you're like, I can't stand by you doing this, Walter. I would not do this, but also I cannot confirm nor deny that I would do this if I was in your situation.
No.
And I think that makes for a very, very, like, current heel.
For sure.
With all the things that we have access to now. We're all in each other's lives so much with social media. But, that's just me.
That's just me. Hey, you know what though? You're babyface. You love it, and you do it super well. So, and you got this guy who does a great job too.
This dude, and it's been like like I did a very different version of myself, but all still me, with the sugar creature, with the with the squirrel, and I tried to give people something that they can escape from with that, and I wanted to make that a main event act, but the evolution of like losing the tail and becoming this iteration of myself allows people to get past a wall I didn't allow before. Where like it's the what's the word, like a candy baby face, like where you like candy floss and like the very sugary sweet, very upbeat, very pop, very like saccharine baby face. Not that I am not those things, but also now this gives me the opportunity to connect with fans in a very real way and be like, yep, I go here with my dog. This is what we do. What we're doing right here, we do everywhere. I want you to know that.
I'm sure of it.
Barcade loves him. He doesn't really play many of the games. But
I was gonna ask. I can imagine him on just his, back heels,
just the best
playing ping or oh my god, why I say ping pong? Pinball.
Yep. He'll just like he watches to see which game it is, and I can tell he's like, how long is she gonna be here?
Yeah.
And he'll either sit or lay down. And like next time we're all out somewhere we're playing games, just watch. He'll be like, all right, this is a lay down game. Just gonna be here a minute. We went to Dave and Buster's, and they just kind of look at him. They look at me. Nobody asks. I have his card just in case, and I just love that they're like, yeah, right, he's cool. Just come on in.
I think don't a lot of people see the vest too, and they're like right away you don't question it, right?
It's like cool. And I put him on there's a Pac-Man air hockey game that you need to get your hands on.
Pac-Man air hockey. How's that even work? Like
4 players.
Okay.
So you can get up to 4, but like there's the 2 main handles.
Yeah.
And so the one I've played has the 2 and then the walls. And what they do is they shoot 2 big pucks that we're used to, and you go crazy with that. And then a timer ring goes off. And then all these mini pucks come out, and it's just crazy. Mayhem. And I just put him on there to experience like all of the like the air and everything. And he's like, I'll send you the picture, because he backs up as the pucks are coming. He's like, and does this side eye face. It's the best. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's so adorable. He's out. Oh, he's loving this.
And I love that like we can just like I can just eat a bunch of people's moves. I do like that too about being a baby face. I like going in and being like, how are you murdering me today? I see you do this thing. Do you want to do it to me on the apron? And they're like, what? And I'm like,
on the apron? Oh my god.
That's my.
Do you just like pain? What's the deal?
I just think like I don't know what happened
on the apron.
I love it.
No one wants that
all day. Oh. And even if I offer, I'll be like, don't worry. If you don't want to take anything, I understand. I'll take it for you, and I can do a hold on. Love doing it. It started as an inside joke with me and some people that I was wrestling with a lot from Chikara.
Okay.
And then I was watching a lot of Eddie Guerrero and like just all of them, right?
It's amazing.
Benoit.
It's amazing you say Eddie, and like literally I knew who you were talking about.
I was like,
that's
well,
how significant.
Be specific.
No, but you know what I mean though? Like when I think of wrestling, it's like Eddie Guerrero. It's just
right, and then it's
weird.
It's just like there.
Sorry to all the other Eddies out there.
I'm sorry. We do care about you. It's just we're all on the same page. And so his little group of people and like Jericho, just that whole little circle of people. And I was noticing there are specific bumps that they're taking. Of course, a knit time or a specific era, a specific spot they're doing, like maybe like a 1, 2, 3 type thing that they have combo. And I was like, oh my god, they were really into this at that moment in their life. Like, when you're like, oh, my friend was really into Taking Back Sunday during like these years, and you feel that way, right? And you can like pinpoint it. Right, and you're like, oh, right, and that takes you back to this time. And we have that amongst each other, but like I don't think I've ever nitpicked where I watch it and I'm like, oh my god, he loved doing this like drop kick miss spot or whatever. And as I'm seeing it, and that's like a thing he liked to do in these matches, I was like, I don't dive necessarily. Yeah. We'll see. And so I was like, I always offer in these big Chikara special matches, I offer to do something on the way or like a cool thing on the apron. And like kind of like those puzzles or like Mousetrap where the ball goes all the way through is how I envision those like to the dive spot, right? And I want to make them more like, puzzle PC. So I'm like, what can I contribute? Or what can I take? Like, oh, if there's big dude, gorilla press me. Hey. And then I realized like doing the apron thing is my miss the drop kick Eddie Guerrero spot, like the sequence he was like really into at the time. And so then people were teasing me in the back about it, like playfully, and they're like, oh, did she call it apron spot yet? and then that's why I started to tease with the Archduke of the Apron.
Okay.
I don't feel like a duchess. I don't identify with duchess. And I'm not gonna wear those dresses. Just
I don't blame you.
Yeah. But I really like, and then so I just kept it.
It sounds badass though.
I was like, Archduke. I can roll with that. From Sugar Creature to Archduke.
Yeah. it's quite the transformation though. Like
what a time.
It really is. Well, this weekend, you're not only going to be wrestling, but we also get to meet a lot of fans, which is a super cool part about working conventions. So when you think back to encounters that really stand out to you with fans, what are some that come to mind?
I really love the kids. I do. And there are a couple of fans that frequent Beyond, and they're always like, they come right for Officer Magnum. And it's great because he knows them so well now that, like, you know, if I have to, like, run and do something, like, they just chill with him.
Yeah.
There's this one little boy, he comes with his dad, has an English accent, and they do tweet. I have to find it because the Twitter handle is, like, a little bit long.
Okay.
This boy came to the Flying V show with an Officer Magnum shirt, but dressed as Orange Cassidy, and I died. I just died.
That's so good.
Because, like, that's our favorite wrestler, right? Like, he loves Orange Cassidy, but also he has the persona as well.
Who doesn't love
where
Orange
he's just
Cassidy?
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of Officer Magnum, and then he just gets hyped walking around the apron because he gets pets. But this boy just, like, had the glasses and the jacket and the jeans, and, like, his dad was just like, hi, is it okay? And the two of us were just like, this is amazing. And, like, the smallest Officer Magnum shirt I had at the time was a small, and it was still, like, dress size. And they're trying to, you know, keep it in the dryer stuff to, like, shrink it up. But I am getting new ones of him done that'll, like, be, you know, like, have some kid sizes and stuff. But that little kid was so cute and so, like, polite, which I also think stands out with a kid, where
it's so rare now.
Looks at the dog and looked at his big brother, and his big brother was like, come, I'll show you how to pet Officer Magnum, and, like, sat down, and the two boys were just with him, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Forever. This is
cool.
fine.
It's because, too, like, as a pet owner, some kids are just, well, all humans sometimes, you know, like, there's some brutal ones out there.
Yeah.
And you just don't,
have days.
It's hard to trust people with your
Yeah.
living creature. Like, it really
he's had a lot of experiences like that, so we're always a little... He just will, like, sit when he sees kids and look at them and then look at me.
Yeah, like,
and just
Mom,
like,
is it okay?
What's the spot, Mom?
Yeah.
But he always does really well. He just, like, sits there and just, like, waits. A lot of things that stick out with him are, there have been a couple of little girls that will meet him, and they previously are afraid of dogs. So their parents bring them up to the merch table to be like, hey, you know, she's afraid of dogs, and so, like, I'll come around and, like, sit and then reintroduce what it means to interact with a dog, because he's so perfect.
Yeah, there's no...
They've all, like...
I've never seen one mean streak ever with him.
And
I've probably been at, like, 4 or 5 shows now with you, so...
Yeah, just not
ever.
He'll, like, walk away before he's upset, which is really funny, like a grumpy old man. And the fact that, like, these little girls have, like, gotten over their fear, and then by the end of it, they're sitting, giving belly rubs, and, like, now they have that to take is, like...
That's so cute.
Yes. It's good.
Aw. That's a nice step forward.
Yeah, then they're like, okay, dogs are all right. And we're like, it's true, dogs are good.
I always miss my dog so much whenever I'm traveling, and I had one that passed away like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So I remember it was like right after my dog passed away, I worked a show with him, and literally, like, you were like, oh, I like have to call this match, and I got to do all this stuff. You're like, do you mind watching? And I was like, yeah, I don't have pre-tapes.
I remember that.
I had pre-tapes for like an hour, so we
Yeah.
literally walked outside for like 20 minutes. I think we may have been Boston, but it was just like, it just
best.
made me so happy. And I see it on so many people's faces backstage. Like, sometimes you just have a crappy day or your travel day sucked.
Yeah.
And he'll be backstage, and I'll see someone literally go from like just looking a little miserable, and then they're fine walking away from him.
Yeah.
And like that just makes me so happy to see.
It's so... It makes me happy that... Like, because I love him so much, and then everyone loves him so much.
Yeah.
And so that, like, brings me this level of joy that is quite ineffable. And I love that I would bring him... Because a lot of our shows at first were Chikara shows. That just so happened with the schedule. And because we were doing so many at the time, it was like, oh, I can do, like, a Beyond here and there. But, like, I'm cool with this. Just like I'm cool with, like, Beyond and Chikara for... Yeah, like, okay, cool. And the boys just are very protective of him, and... So they'll ask where the leash is, like, the first couple times, right, to get used to it. And then they'll just be like, hey, Solo, I'm taking Magnum out. And, like, they all make sure he gets walks. And everyone makes sure he has his, like, water dish, because we all spill it all the time.
I've seen that happen.
All of us. And then, like, we move it to protect it, and someone walks by and it spills the other direction. And you're just like, well... okay. And so, like, when we, sometimes there's a food runner that helps out. Sometimes we pick it up on the way. Food runner always asks if Magnum needs any, like, chicken or beef or something. And I just think that that's just the sweetest thing ever.
Everyone's looking out for you. Isn't that right, bud?
So many uncles.
So many.
So many.
Well, one thing I wanted to bring up with you is your aesthetic, because it's super cool. Like,
thank you.
In gear, out of gear, like, you always have the hair that's rocking. Your makeup to me is always super vibrant and stands out. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Is that something you've always taken pride in, to kind of look unique and different from everyone else?
Yeah, I think I take pride in just being me. And, like, I like to see what is trending and around, right? Like, I like to see all those things, but I also like to feel like, oh, I really like that. Like, I see, you had a pair of sunglasses on this picture. I'm like, oh, those are dope. Let me try them on at least. Let me see. Like, we have very different frames, but also, like, why not? And I adopt from a lot of different things I like. And then sometimes it's just wacky. Like, I had those big square television sunglasses for a while till, like, they broke. And not gonna say which one of us did it. And then broke it further when trying to fix it.
Oh, no.
It was a 3-step process of, like, him and me just, like, crushing these things. And it's just like, yeah, we have meat hands. We can't be dealing with gentle things. And over time, I've always really liked working out. But I think it just fluxed, because when I started wrestling, it was like, you're not going to get signed if you're not at least 5'7", 5'8", and boobs. And I was like, well, listen, I guess I have the passion for it. I guess it means I have passion. So I'm still here.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't have all that kind of cash right now, so I'm just going to do it. And then I hit a point in time where I'd been trying to, like, shrink a lot, and just, like, girls my height are, like, 115, 120.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And then I would always crash doing it. I just always break. And I'd be like, I got to change. And then I started intergender matches, which I've always wanted to do, but it just, where you are, where you move and stuff, how you encounter these things in your career. And I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm going to eat the food I think Dasher Hatfield eats, also one of my favorite wrestlers, and just, like, a country boy of just, like, meat and potatoes, and, like, I'm going to lift, and I want to prepare for these matches in different ways, and take wrestling, the art of wrestling, in a different way. And then I just started to get jacked. And I was like...
You literally 180'd what you had intended to do.
I would hit, like, because 130 is, like, a base weight for me. And I'd get, like, close to 120. And I'd just be like, yo, I'm going to throw myself into a pizza and roll like that gif rolling of a dog rolling in the rug.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to dive into cheese head first. And I was like, all right, let me try to spin this. So then as I was, like, putting on more muscle, and I actually tried to do eyeliner and makeup from, when you start doing that to match comic books.
Okay. I see it. You do, like, the dots and you do some really cool things.
And I was like, I really like the outline of, like, how these women look. And I like the artwork. And my mom showed me how to do very beautiful natural. She went to Barbizon. She's very demure. She's very feminine. You can leave her in a china shop just fine. I am a bull in a china shop and break everything. Trying to, like, check a price tag. It's a domino effect, and then everything explodes. And I'm just like, I didn't touch anything. And then I try to move, and then my shoulders hit. And it's just like, mom's just like, just sit. Just don't touch it. And so yeah, I just started, like... That's very fine natural makeup, but I think, like, I grew up as a punk and liking all alternative music, and I was a drummer, and I did a little bit of art, more like illustration, because drawing's very hard, and I really liked, like, gradients and colors and everything that pops and stands out, and I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Right? Like David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, and just wild.
Why not?
And Yeahs when they came out, and
oh my gosh,
amazing. Yeah, I was like, you can put that on your face. Yeah.
No, I never thought of that, but now as soon as you mention it, I see it.
Huge Yeahs fan.
Okay.
Huge, yeah. And then all of that type, and then, fell into the Detroit Cobras and stuff, and it's found all of these other artists through each other, which is so cool. And the dots come from well, 4, so 8. 8 used to be the day, which would be like a fun day. It was like an anniversary every month of me and the second greatest love of my life. Younger than me, kind of reminded me of like the lead in Rock and Rolla. Skinny, scandalous type.
Okay.
Very, very cool dude. He passed away before we were able to get back together. And so we just have a very movie-esque story. And so I rep that because he would always be like, this is my little Mexican girlfriend and she can carry me, and just jump, and I'd have to catch it. There was no prompt. He would just like, she's strong, she's a wrestler. And I was like, why are we doing this? And I just hold on to him like a baby. And he loved it. He was like, yeah. And this is like when I started to like, all right, I'm going to play with muscle size. And then I tried to shrink down again. And then I went really full throttle. And so when he passed away, I was like, I'm just going to represent him. He always believed in me, even when I wasn't doing really many shows at the time. I was just like hanging out, training. So I like that as the war marks.
I love that.
Yeah.
I always wondered what those represented, because I feel like it's something so different. So unless it was like that's like graphically intriguing, you know, like if you see it, I was like, I wonder if there's meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I love that.
He goes by HF, or he did anyway. Young kid.
That's super sweet.
Yeah.
Aw. There's also a larger-than-life quality to you because you do stand out from a lot of the other wrestlers when you're in the ring. Just from, like, I find, like, skill set's different, the way you look is very different. So when you were creating Solo Darling, like, did you have the hair before? Did you always wear the vibrant makeup before? Or did that come with, like, the character?
I've been solo since college. One of my best friends I met in college named me that.
Why?
She was like, we're in chemistry, because that is actually my first degree, Bachelor of Science. Still have 6 credits. And so it was intro class, and we were at these tables where you gotta like talk about yourself. I hate that. It's weird. Oh. Just talk to me about you. But I so happen to be loud. That's not how you know me, right? I'm not a loud person. Like, who would ever use that to describe me? And so this beautiful woman comes up to me, Puerto Rican Jamaican woman, beautiful. She was swole before I was. She was like, you're from New York, aren't you? And you're Puerto Rican, so what's your name? And I was like, I didn't protest at all. I was like, I'm Christina.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, that's boring. What's your last name? And I was like, Solomita. She was like, I don't have time to say that. Your name is Solo. Let's go get Wendy's. And we've been best friends ever since.
That's so weird.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. It is Solo. Like, I'm Solo.
Yeah.
And then Darling came after people would eventually, like, you know, they get comfortable. They're like, hey, Solo, honey, come here, and Solo, baby. And I looked up a couple characters. I really liked Grindhouse. I don't know if you ever saw that when they came out with it. It's like Cherry Darling is the girl with the machine gun leg.
Grindhouse. Was
that a gun leg?
Was that like a black and white? Like, and then they had like the red pops, like kind of like Sin City-esque movie.
They had that as the second part of Grindhouse.
Then maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Then the first one.
I mean, black and white old, like.
Oh yeah, they redid the idea of a Grindhouse with like a 2-package movie, and then they split them up, and then you can buy them individually now. But it was pretty baller. So Cherry Darling, she like had a gun for a leg, and I was like, this is great. It was kind of like her version of Evil Dead in my mind, and I was like, yeah, I'm with that.
I can do this.
I took Darling, and I just kept it.
And it flows so naturally too.
I love it. I do love my name.
You do?
I do. I feel it. It feels like me. Like if I heard another name and I was like, all right, that feels like me too. Maybe, but I really like that. And I tried all the things you do when you start, right? You get the extensions. And I didn't know how to do that. I wore nails, like fake nails.
Tan.
You tried everything. It's fake tan's the worst. A little bit of oven. You can moisturize. Lotion. Okay, everyone, wear lotion. And I use tanning lotion outside that's like heat activated to put like vitamins back in your skin. So like, just don't use sunblock. I try other things. So I try to take care of it because I do want to have that caramel skin that my mom gave me. Thank you for that. And then I had a bob, I had other hairstyles. I had close to this hairstyle growing up in college.
Okay.
At the end of high school, I just like shaved it, and then I didn't have these exact colors, but I tried Manic Panic and all the stuff that you do in a bathroom and a dorm room. And nothing really felt like me. Like, you'll see when you Google, it's not great. And you'll see, like...
It's not great.
It's not great. And
everyone's they're pausing.
They're absolutely pausing, and they're like, oh, wow. And then I tried to get my hair close to Black Cat or Felicia Hardy, which is a Spider-Man character.
Oh, so, like, very gray and
really wanted that. She's my favorite.
That's a cool look.
They tried getting me there, but they had an apprentice do the bleach and burn my hair. No. And then I was like still wrestling. So I had to cut it and do all these weird things to it. I shaved my head. And then I was just like, I just gotta do what feels like me. Because I tried to fit the mold of what we all thought was conventional. And like, what's, what will get you a look or things like that. And I was like, I don't want to try and be somebody else to get a look. If I was cast as a character, like when you're cast as a luchador, like, all right, you're Fire Ant, or, you're Thief Ant now, go do that. That's great. Then you go do that and you have a character to embody. But I'm me and I wear my face.
I love that. When I started doing the backstage interviews and then was picked up to do TV stuff, I weirdly had a lot of people and fans saying stuff along the lines of like, oh, I think that your dresses should be way tighter. You need to start wearing I can't walk in heels.
Oh no,
I can't.
Oh,
I literally, you see, like I have wedges on right now.
Yeah,
that's the best I can do.
That's
so
great.
I'd wear those or like nicer ones to promos, and they'd be like, oh, have you ever thought of like lightening your hair, doing this, doing that? And I'm like, why? Like, you don't need to be blonde and like twiggy and whatever to do backs. Like, it was just some weird mold, and it's not even something that ever occurred to me like, oh, there's a mold for a backstage interviewer, because more so there's one for like a wrestler, not that it's right, but so that really, it threw me, and it got to the point where like at first I was like, am I right for this, la la la, like you get in your head about your appearance, and then I was like, we can curse on here, I was like, fuck it, I'm doing my own thing, I'm just gonna stick to what I am, and I just wouldn't dye anything. I was just why am I doing this? It was really frustrating.
It can be very frustrating. And then it was also like, oh, you have to wear a 2-piece, and I never felt comfortable. And then you're dieting, and then whatever, everybody, we're human, you get bloated, or you get this, or you have a bad week, or you come off the flu. Wrestling doesn't stop because we have life happening. We have to deal with losses in our families and missing things and going through things, or your car exploding, which I had twice now because animals chewed wires.
Oh, is that why?
Squirrels, you've betrayed me.
Is that why it happened?
Yeah, they found pizza in there, and I was like, "What is there pizza in my car?" The irony.
I know. I saw tweets of it, but I had no idea that's what happened.
I could not believe. And because they chewed it, then other things started to fail, and my baby's old, so she was like, "Yo, I cannot handle this right now." So there's all that happening, but then you still have to show up and look perfect and be perfect. Whatever that means. Yeah. But it's just I don't really feel like these other girls that have come before me. Yeah. My favorite is Sensational Sherry. So when I started, you'll see I do the crazy makeup when
like veins and stuff, weird
I do,
things.
Yeah. I did all that, and I was trying to match certain times where she's managing Savage.
Okay.
And take from when the one that's really notable where she's with in the white leather chaps gimmick
she had
with
some
Sean.
Weird stuff.
Yeah, and I tried to do that for a while with the hearts, and then it was a lot of work. And then you look at how it photographs, and you're like, I don't know if that feels like me. It feels fun to do.
Yeah.
And then you just start to tweak it, and then you just give up trying to do stuff because you're like, I am gonna bet on me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you guys all have your opinions, but do you bet on you? Because if you bet on you and you're telling me this, then I can at least know it's coming from a place of, I think you would do this because betting on you would, be good for you. But
most of the time, people are just doing it to be.
They're just doing it. Douchebags. You try it. I would rather lift people up and put them down.
They don't get it, too, that you're really putting yourself out there when you do stuff like this. They're
vulnerable.
It's very vulnerable. There's so many chances to mess up, say the wrong thing, step on the wrong, literally step. You can just mess up like that, and they don't realize all of the stress that goes into it, and you're literally, putting, just to be blunt, wrestling, you're just putting your bodies out there, and your lives out there, really. There's
throwing it all out there.
You really are, because I've seen some crazy injuries and stuff happen because of it, and the fact that people sometimes still don't get it, and they just want to take the time to put people down. It's just.
Oh, I know. I had to mute a thread earlier because of that.
Did you?
Yeah, Jim Cornette was going off, being Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. I love Joey Ryan. Bye. Y'all could just
was he
leave.
Dissing Joey Ryan?
Yeah.
Again?
The podcast came out with Jericho.
Oh yeah.
That I was there for.
Okay, that's cool.
I make a little cameo.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, it's out. Oh, I have 1 million tweets. Oh, it's Jim Cornette.
Was he saying stuff about
just against Joey Ryan? And I was just like, guys, we can be positive about this. Wrestling's for everyone. There's a flavor. There's a different type of music for everyone. There's a different type of makeup, ensemble, attire. So why would this be any different? there's so many of us that make it so wonderful. Like, that's why it's wonderful, because there's that diversity.
It's so different.
You don't have to watch those stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to watch horror movies if you don't like it. No one's gonna be mad at you. Disney is waiting for you. But, like, some people like horror movies, so, like, that's got to be an option for them.
Some people love Joey Ryan.
And some people like Joey Ryan. I don't know that I'm comparing him to horror movies necessarily, but like, maybe Disney. Comparing him to Disney in this situation. Just kidding. Maybe? I don't know. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Yeah. Just be positive. You're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
I actually took a lot of advice. Soraya Knight.
Love her. One of the most real people.
So real.
I have ever met. She will rip you a new one and compliment you and like hug you like a mother all within 30 seconds.
And it's like the greatest rush.
It's so weird.
That you feel in your life. It's like you just hit a roller coaster 3 times and you're back and you're like in the gift shop and you're like, and every time she'd see me, she'd be like, she'd give me like a tidbit of advice. And like, I'm just like immediately changed, right? It's not like a gradual, like, I'm immediately fixing.
Yeah.
And as I was like leaving the tail behind where like Lufisto cuts it off and stuff, and you know, she was like, "I think you gotta lose the fur." Because at first she was like, "Lose the pants." I had pants for a minute, and she was like, "You're gonna look longer and leaner. Like, show your legs." Mm-hmm. She's like, "You got these thighs. Show your legs." And I was like, "You got it." Cut it off. Cut it right off. Then learned how to make a one piece. You know, like. And then I was like, "All right, cool. We got that covered." Next time she's like, "I think you gotta lose the fur." And I was like, "You got it." And then
it's gone.
Learned how to make like, you know, sleeves. And then I learned how to make my own kick pads instead of like trying to slide it on and then they'd slide down. So any advice that she's given me, especially for like appearance and like help fit the body mold, she has such good awareness of like, right, this is your body type, this will help this, and like, yo, she's 1,000% right. She has seen it all. She's seen everybody in every shape in every type of clothing. Yeah. So I'm just like, yes. And that's how I got to this gear, just slowly tweaking and showing more.
That's really cool.
Looking at superheroes I like, they all wear some kind of tight thing that they got to fight in.
Yeah.
And so like I took that because I love them and I just like molded it together. I feel comfortable. It's just one little sleeve of material.
If you could adapt one superpower in the ring, what would it be?
Either some kind of like teleportation, because I think that would make for way more believable miss spots. Like misdirection.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't know if I'm gonna like do it or not, so they would eat the buckle or they would eat the floor.
That would actually be super cool.
And or something flashy that I know like won't really hurt the person, right? Because if you see like electricity, like Livewire, right, she can conduct via people's things and then, you know, go shock people. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody, but if there was like a flashy thing I could do, like maybe how Loki can like morph and create and like be a thing, like that could be really fun because now you're like shape-shifting a little, but you also have that like cool like smoke around things that you do, so I think that would be pretty baller.
Okay.
It'll look devastating and then just like, you know, you kind of ate that yourself. So.
I really like the first one. Like I can really envision like a Nightcrawler-esque, like just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, just out and out.
Yeah.
Maybe like I poof out so it looks like I'm doing the dive. I'm in the ring. I'm on the people.
Yeah.
I don't have to go through the ropes.
These are all very good ideas.
I like it.
Hey, one day teleportation comes around.
It's not far,
Steal it
I
first.
bet. Right. If Black Mirror shows it in an episode, we know it's not far away.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Earlier we had mentioned Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Tag team partner. Very good friend of yours. You two are just so cute. Did you instantly have that chemistry together?
I feel like we did. And so I met her around a year when she started. Okay. Like after a year or so. And was wrestling her at NYWC. And I was at a time where I'd started training with Truth Martini. So right before Chikara. And I was getting into like this wrestling. Because I've always wanted to just do more. And now I have, like, training to do more. So I get there, and I was like, all right, let's do all the stuff you want to do. I really have to pee, because for some reason I hold it so that I can just, like, get to a place real fast. And I was like, I'm going to pee myself. So you go and think of all the cool things you want to hit. Doesn't matter what they are. Just come up with this many this moves, this many this moves, and then you just tell me what we're doing. Yeah. And then I'll tell you what I'm doing. And she was like, okay. And then, like, we became friends, and we've always been like very good friends. Always have each other's back. And then Cordero was like, I think I'm gonna make you guys a tag team. And we were like, oh. And I like joking about it. It's not serious. So, but I liked indulging in it because she right away plays with me. Like, she knows my tone changes without having much, like, prep or so many years behind the relationship, which was great that she just kind of knew me. I can be complicated to explain. I have my own language. So she was they were putting her with other people to tag, and it wasn't working.
Okay.
And so she would tell me from her experience, like, I'm just not hitting it off with people. Like, I don't know if I want to do a tag team. And I was like, hey, I just want you to know it's okay. We don't have to tag. Like, we could just tell Drew. Like, I didn't want to, like, step on her toes and be like, yo, we're about to do this.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this ride out. And then as she's talking, she's like, I sometimes tag with Faye. And, like, and I was like, we could do this one and just see how it goes. Like, don't worry. Just like a first date. And I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I just got out of a serious tag relationship with Travis Huckabee. And it was like, it was a really stressful relationship, and she was just like, I totally understand. I'm going to tell him I'm your rebound tag. So obviously I'm going to be way more fun. And I was like, I just died.
Right away, you just know. You're set.
It's like, I'm the rebound tag. And we went out there, and it was just so intense. Like, we just went out there and did stuff, and then we were like, oh, you want to do this again?
Yeah,
when you want to ask someone out again, and you're like, do I text them now, or do I have to wait? Is there like... But, like, immediately after I got to the back, I was like, I'm going to wait for her to say it first. And I was like, do you want to do this again? I was so excited. And then she's like, I think so. And then when she was hyped about it, and then I was hyped about it, she's like, I want to take this everywhere. And I was like, that's all you need to say. I was, like, already on pro wrestling tees. And I was, like, hitting up Doug Hills for some art. And I was like, and we're going to do this. And she's like, do you want to come out to Under Pressure? Because, like, I could be the Bowie to your Mercury. And I was like...
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, oh, man. Oh, that's it. I'm done. It's a wrap. Like, you got me. Put a ring on it.
And that's such a great song, too, when you guys come out, because people get into it. Everyone starts clapping. Everyone starts singing. Like, it's a great song.
It's to come the out song. To. Yeah, and that's why, like, when, she went out on injury, I wanted to use it for a while because... it made me feel like she was there, and she gives me this extra boost of confidence that I just have never felt before.
And it helps having those cardboard cutouts of her, too.
Yeah, that's what we had to bring it. She died laughing. And then when I told Melissa, too, I was like, do you want to put heat on Willow? And she was just like, yeah, like, yes, this is great. And she just had so much fun with it. It was great. Willow's amazing. She's been, like, the best addition to our lives. Like, I love her. I was actually considering, if we do find a girl dog, not tell her and just name her after her. Oh. Yeah.
That's so cute.
And just show up.
And be like, hey, this is Willow.
And just have her just, like, experience it. Like,
oh.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
She's the best. And we talk every day all the time. And as she knows, I just send her memes and stuff. We really like this Instagram, girls getting hurt.
A lot of it is literally what it sounds like.
A lot of it's like fails, or like they're trying to dance and slip, and like one girl's trying to help another girl do the backflip thing with the foot.
Yeah.
And she
it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't happen real hard. And we must have watched it like 1,000 times.
I've been so hard lately into ridiculousness, where it's just pure fails.
Yeah.
So, and my sister and I, like, we probably send each other more memes throughout the day than we talk, because I'll be traveling or whatever. So that's how it's like, just checking in on you, here's a meme, and or a little video, and it's always ones of just people eating shit. Like, just kidding.
And I'm like, yeah, how do we do this in a match, but like crafty?
Yeah.
And I was talking to Ava, one of the Platinum Honeys, about it. She's like, I want to do this so much so in the ring. And I was like, I bet we can. And just see how everyone reacts to it.
You gotta find a way.
Because, like, when someone misses something, you're like...
Yeah, it's cringeworthy.
But if they think it's missed, and then we just, like, repay it later, I feel like they're going to be like, all right.
You got me.
We've seen that Instagram, too.
So it's girls getting hurt?
Yeah.
I'm traveling on to that as soon as we're done this interview.
I think they run the other ones like dogs doing things.
Okay.
Where they're like dogs acting like people. And like they have a bunch like drunk people doing things. Yeah. And like I think they're just a whole bunch of randomness.
Excuse me. I felt that coming from like a mile away.
His hairs can, they get in you.
It's getting a little...
He doesn't do anything in the hair. Flies. his magic power.
I think my dress is going from black to
It's Heather now.
to Magnum color.
New color coming out this fall. Yeah.
This fall. Oh, his tongue just like hovered out of his mouth for like 3 seconds.
Are you blapping?
My heart.
I don't know, guys.
Nah, he's been sleeping for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, he wasn't even hungry earlier.
No?
He just looked at the chicken and was like, guys, I'm wrecked.
I'm wrecked.
Eat this later.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, at the end of the interviews, we're doing something where we're asking every guest the same questions. So we can see where you guys differ, where you have similarities. So you can take your time with them. It's not a quick fire round.
Okay.
But I would love to hear your answers for them. So, first up, which city is your favorite to wrestle in? Wiki wiki.
I really love wrestling in Chicago.
Okay.
And I also really love doing the Beyond in Worcester. The crowds are very seductive.
They're nuts.
The freelance crowd, or Logan Square Auditorium, pretty much. Like, the people that come to Logan Square Auditorium is unreal. That's why I said it's very seductive. Because you just go out there and you're like, wow, I love you too. This is so amazing. And you can still see everyone's face, but it is packed. They always pack it out. And Worcester has the feel of like a million people that also are at Cheers, the bar.
Yes.
Like, everyone knows your name, but for real.
No, really.
They really do. And they're like, I know they follow us on social media, which is also something that can get blurry for everyone, right? And you're like, okay, do you? Oh, thanks for liking that tweet. I didn't know. And Magnum hair up my nose, guys. Just have it at the merch table.
I know.
Later.
I can feel one in like the corner of my eye, but I just don't know where it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll just.
My life is sticks here, and it's just like hours.
I'm just gonna wait the interview out.
Just wait it out. I think those two towns are like really fun.
Okay.
I do a lot in Philly, so that's also fun. It's just a different feel. Like, the Chikara crowd is just so loving in that like friendly kind of way, and they come up with fun variations. Like, I think they love when people like, Joy Ryan and Nick Gage come to play, because then they'll be like, oh, we get to say like Nick flippin' Gage. Like, It's very cheeky, and everyone plays along, and they know what you're trying to do. So I do love that as well. Just love everybody.
She loves them all.
That's real hard.
Speaking to love, who's a wrestler you'd love to hang out with for a day?
Oh, man. It's intense. Anyone, anywhere?
Anyone, anywhere.
Oh, man. I did that. I made it worse for myself. This is really... I want you to know this is a really difficult pick. Because I love everyone. I got to hang out a little bit with Mako Satomura. We did Sendai Girls, so he didn't get to go. Although when I got there, they were like, bring him next time. And I was like, you got it. I don't know how that would work, but I'll figure it out. Anything for you, Mako. I think, like, because it was very busy, we didn't get to, like, roll around or, like, just hang out a lot. Like, I'd spend a day. So I'd like to really be able to communicate with her and, like, for real talk. And just, like, chill and go do stuff. Like, can me and Mako Satomura go play laser tag? These are the questions.
These are the questions we need answers.
Like, yeah. Oh, and I would also love to hang out with Effie for a day.
Okay.
Because, like, we've seen each other at shows, and watching him with Officer Magnum. Sorry, this is a shoot name. Can't say that. Watching him with Officer Magnum is, like, it's the best, and they're just adorable. And I would like that day, and then Cranberry and Magnum can play, and then we can hang out and just, like, do fun dog stuff.
Yeah. And
then he can teach me how to dress. I love his jacket and his style and his presence, and I would just like to absorb his version and his reality, like how he has his life.
Okay.
Yeah. Wild. He's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. and like the videos and everything, you're just like, I want to know how you see the world, but for real. Like, I know we're watching it, but I also want to like get his perspective.
I like it because I can see it. Like, he really is he's a character. I saw him wrestling. We were both at a convention like 3 weeks ago, I think, in Florida. It was my first time meeting him finally. Oh. So I could see that happening.
I got butterflies. I was like, yo, like, star power. Star power, man. You get after it and bring Cranberry to the next show. And so I think those two, because they're very different people, those would be like wild days. It's really hard to narrow it to one. I do want to see the match that Effie had with Orange Cassidy, though. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, I haven't yet.
I can't wait. That's probably going to be match of the year for me.
What's the last show that you binge watched?
Like not wrestling show?
Yeah.
Actually, I just binge watched Letterkenny.
Oh, did you?
Good
old Canadian show.
Found it late. Because I was like flipping through and I watched the show In the Dark, which I think isn't getting any publicity that I've seen. Like
I haven't heard of it.
But it's super dope. So it opens up to like this super hot blind chick with her seeing eye dog, but she's also kind of a mess. And I say that loosely. She's having a time in her life. She's doing the whole like belligerent wake up, go get the hangover cure, right? She's not, and she's like pissing off her roommate, but her roommate loves her. And then you see that she does have a best friend, so she does have a kind streak, because you see her kind of mean at first, and you're like, this is the protagonist? And then something happens to her best friend. Like the one thing keeping her human, something happens. And it becomes more than a mystery and like a crime thing, but it also is like her evolution. And I think not only is the soundtrack amazing, like every episode I'm like, what song is that? Oh man, like I know the XX, okay, so like I know that they're in the realm of music I listen to. Also, what are all these songs? And they have it all listed. I think you'd really enjoy that show. She's so baller, and then like becomes like, she just like evolves out of like
what's it
being
called?
funky in the dark, because she can't see.
What'd you watch it on?
Netflix.
But
it's random. It's real random.
I wonder if we have it in Canada. I'm gonna check this out.
Oh yeah.
Our Netflix is different than yours.
Letterkenny though.
I've seen a few episodes of that.
What's up, Wayne? What you up to?
Over your years of wrestling, who is your favorite person to travel with?
Man. I've had some really good car rides. He has to be my number one.
Of course.
I know he's listening. You think he's not?
He is listening.
People who are really fun in car rides. Ophidian never sleeps. Right now he's not driving, but he doesn't sleep, which is great because he'll be awake with you. Very old school to the way I was brought in, where like you're not supposed to sleep if you're not driving. You're supposed to help keep the driver awake. That has actually like saved me so many times because he keeps me awake, and like we play music and watch videos, and like he's very active as a passenger. So it feels like you're for real hanging out while you're on the road.
Okay.
Which is super cool. I also like traveling with Crawdad because he's really wacky. Okay. And I learned about Little Dicky through him.
Oh.
And now you're just going to see Crawdad and think of Little Dicky. And I've just made that connection. Sorry, not sorry. So that's really awesome. And traveling with Nick Gage is...
I can imagine that's interesting.
I would definitely make us a show. Like our ensemble right now where we travel up to Uncharted is like one of my favorite car rides because it's usually just us. We live very close. So I just scoop them up and then, we pick up anyone else that's coming in the car, but it's usually the three of us at least. And we have like a little ritual now, which is nice. Like you develop rituals with the people you travel with. And so there's a rest stop on the way home that has like a rubber ducky crane game.
Okay.
And like we're just slaughtering it.
That's hilarious.
It's becoming super empty, so you guys are gonna have to re-up your rubber duckies. We're not messing around.
You can just imagine him getting so mad
crane.
with this rubber ducky.
Don't piss him off. Like, I'll be the cool one and not, like, get mad about this, but don't. And we just found that there's, like, around the corner, there's, like, a turtle one. They're just, like, these rubber turtles.
Okay. How many do you have?
They're all on my dashboard right now. Maybe, like, 7.
Oh, wow.
But at Dave & Buster's, they had, like, the Mecca one, and I had to send him all these pictures. I was like, bro.
Yeah, we gotta go here.
We have to. It's, like, 3 times the size of the one we're working with. And he just laughed. Like, he was just like, I can't. I don't know what to do with that. Officer Magnum has a very big soft spot for Nick Gage. He always goes to check on him after every match. So, like, getting to do the run-in and save for Santel and Gage was, like, super real for me. Don't mess with my boys.
Ooh.
I love Nick Gage. The best. I'm going to adopt him. I don't know if he'll
You're
let
going to
me.
adopt Nick Gage?
Adopting Nick Gage.
And for your last one, if you could steal another wrestler's entrance music and use it as your own.
David Starr.
That was quick.
It's so good. So good.
That came to you so easily.
I have a playlist running where I try to, as you remember, not all of us remember all the time. I know I've asked people, I'm going to ask them again. So everyone's entrance music, I think it's like the best get hype because it's subconscious. You don't know what's happening, but you are at your peak adrenaline, right? Everyone that you are around, and I feel are my brothers and sisters, my friends, you know, people I admire and look up to, or maybe I don't get to be on shows with these people much, and I'm like, oh man, like here they come. So like you are hearing their music as your show is happening. So the thing you're a part of that you get hyped for and you prep for hours and hours and hours to do your 10 to 15, like all of that music's constantly playing. So I thought like the best get hype playlist for like a car ride would be everyone's entrance music that's current to you, because I know we all have like fan ones, like people that we watched growing up. But his was like the first one I put on the playlist. I don't think I'm cool enough to come out to Orange Cassidy's, but it is a really good entrance music.
It's pretty perfect.
Janela's is really good, has a really good beat, like his Protovision. I really liked Shaza's, but that was a really hard one to find. But like Stars is just like, you just like hear it and you're like, yeah. Do you want to touch me? Yeah, that song is perfect. Baller.
Well, that concludes everything.
Yeah,
we did it.
You did it, buddy.
You did it.
Like a pro. Look at you.
He's out. He's just so out. I need to say thank you to Solo Darling for hanging out on the show today. Thank you to Officer Magnum for not only spreading his hair on all of our outfits, but for chilling out today in a
natural blanket maker.
He really is.
That's what you do. You collect it.
It was so great having you two on. I'm glad we actually got to talk. Like,
I know.
A lot. There were no interruptions. It's so rare at shows because you're just scrambling everywhere.
You're just running. I'm always doing that to Dee when she's trying to do interviews too, and I'm always like, I'll be back, and then I don't sometimes, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I promise I meant to come back. Oh, jeez.
So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
My absolute pleasure. Guys, on behalf of Solo Darling, Officer Magnum, I am the interview queen, Alicia Atout, and thank you so much for checking out this interview. There are plenty more to come.
Stretch. Be ready for tonight.
Juicy and the Bee, just have 1 second.
Hey, what's up, girl?
I can see you're busy, but tonight's a really big night.
It
as
is.
The Tag Team Championships are on the line against Dynamite Dee and Rocky Radley. How do you prepare for a match like this? What's running through your minds?
Look. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Willow is my tag team partner.
Willow's my tag team partner.
And unfortunately, Willow is out.
She is.
But I thought, who would be the best replacement? I've been looking for replacements for a while. Who's the best replacement? Hey, girl, hey!
Hey, girl, hey!
What's up, B?
Oh, my goodness. What's up, Juicy?
Now, them titles right there,
Yeah.
near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I got those with Willow
I know.
a year ago. To this day, a year ago. Yeah.
I love my girls. I'm so proud of you two. I just really want to be there for you and really rep Willow while she's away, you know?
So I need for you to show up and show out.
Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm here. From the Savage Garden.
Because you already know they ain't ready for this joke. You ain't ready for this joke.
I don't know if my necessarily ready as well. Glad she's on my team. So
but you know. But just a reminder. Those belts are near and dear.
I got you. I'm going to do everything in my power for you and our girl Willow.
Yes, we got to do this for my girl.
That's my heart.
Your girl, my girl, our girl.
Mm-hmm. And those tag team championships.
I miss you, Thick. But we got this. We got this.
We got this.
They got it.
Ain't nothing.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to your stretching, your preparation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
You got it.
Coming to the ring, a big win last time. We said they were climbing the tag team ranks, and they got it done today.
Rocky Radley.
The wild card,
Sorry to cut you off,
Rocky Radley, and her tag team partner from None Young Business. It's Dynamite Dee. Together they are So Flow unsanctioned.
Rocky Radley, Dynamite Didi had a wonderful showing last night at Volume 1. I am a big fan of Cape still, so Dynamite Didi still has a special place in my heart. And I also appreciate an individual's privacy, so I'm also a fan of Miss Rocky Radley.
Look, you've got to admit these two were very
And
impressive,
their
very
opponents.
aggressive, but they're going against our tag team champions.
It's a tall order.
Making their way to the ring, the team of her milkshake brings all the
I
boys
caught
to
the
yard.
screamer. That means
She
I'm
is
next
the
to get
best
married.
in the world, also known as Thick She Langston. It's Faye Jackson and her tag team partner. She is taller than a stack of pancakes. She is leaner than a pint of ice cream. From Savage Garden EF, she is Regulation Solo Darling. They are your current reigning and defending Queens of Combat Tag Team Champions, Juicy and the Bee.
You know, there were a lot of questions of whether or not Solo Darling could fill the spot of Willow Nightingale. And again, I don't think anybody could ever fill the spot of Willow Nightingale, but Solo Darling was able to help defend those tag team championships. Can she do it for a second night in a row in Faye Jackson's year-long reign as a Queen of Combat tag team champion?
Look, they worked excellent yesterday. They were wonderful together. They had very built-up chemistry. Hey. Lose the attitude, Dennis.
I would never have an attitude.
Change
with
the
you,
look
Jakob.
on your fucking face.
I would never.
Dennis, don't you point that finger at me.
What finger, Jakob?
Don't get.
I'm sure a lot of women have shown
Ah, I'm
you that
getting
finger,
verklempt.
Jakob.
I'm getting verklempt.
That's the clap, Jakob, and you need to see a real doctor.
Oh.
Oh, you got that one? It was a pun.
It's not a pun.
Look at this, Faye Jackson side-eyeing them. Let's also be clear, Faye Jackson has beaten Rocky Radley in one-on-one competition before, but that means they're going to know each other. But starting off with Faye Jackson, Dynamite Didi here. Oh, all right. Didi going after Solo for no reason.
Oh, she just tried to scare her, but I don't think
For
Solo
what?
budged at all.
Not even a little bit. Oh, turn around.
Getting a once-over. That's nice. That is
I mean,
nice.
it's nice.
It
but
is nice.
Let's talk about what's way nicer. They don't call her Juicy for a reason. Hey. That's legendary right there. Locking up now. Side headlock from Didi. Turning that side headlock over to Faye Jackson now.
Ooh.
Hard shot.
Faye Jackson still hasn't let go of the side headlock, but Dynamite Didi was able to weave under the grip of Faye Jackson after a couple shots right to the breadbasket.
Here.
You don't want to do the shoulder
People
tackles.
keep trying this. Why?
It's
Why?
a real shoulder tackle heavy weekend, Dennis. There's been a lot of shoulder tackles.
Bad strategy. Bad strategy. I just need people to learn.
Oh, remember? No.
Oh! She just smacked Faye Jackson right in the face for why that you don't do that disrespect to someone who's been a champion in this company for over a year.
Dynamite Didi able to whip Faye Jackson off the ropes. Pass by, double pass. Oh!
And that's a shoulder tackle. Lifting her up, just hanging
Look
her,
at how effortless it is. Look
making
at
her think.
boom!
Right into a
Down
slam.
goes the Dynamite. Remember that? You remember that video? The YouTube video? Boom goes the Dynamite. I did the down goes the Dynamite.
Oh my God. Sorry, that must have been really big in Scandinavia or wherever you're from, but it wasn't that big here.
You're going to accidentally say the right country one of these times.
What? The USSR?
In comes Solo Darling
Russia?
with a splash.
Solo holding Didi here. Faye warming up. Right into a bigger splash there.
The big squish. Solo with
Cover.
the 2.
No. We know Solo knows how to work over the leg.
Oh, she was able to still wiggle out.
Here comes Rocky Radley. A Mighty Mouse. All right, Rocky, calm down.
Here I come to save the day. That's a Mighty Mouse thing.
You're yelling.
That's a Mighty Mouse thing.
You're still yelling.
I'm just like Andy Kaufman.
Uh-oh, back to that foot. We've seen Solo work over the legs.
Nice toe hold applied by Solo Darling. Oh, as she's... Oh, really wrenching in.
Wow, your leg is not supposed to bend that way.
No, and Rocky Radley is letting us know just how terrible that feels as Solo grabs the free leg, possibly...
Wow, no twisting over.
With a nice ankle lock
Into
applied.
an ankle.
And she's still into a side or a single leg grab.
Oh, you tried. Solo really.
Look at the guns on Solo. I hope she has a permit for those things.
Back to the foot here of Rocky. She's just gone back and forth between these feet, between the legs. This is where Solo gets very dangerous.
Yeah, you do not want to have Solo be attacking your legs.
Oh! What do you call that, Jakob?
Almost like a modified
Try. Oh, look.
maneuver. How about that?
Oh, that was a good
modified, but she does have...
She has
An
both
ankle
legs strapped here. If we look, it's more like an inverted figure 4 here, if we want to try to come up with a term.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Rocky reaching for those ropes. But when you work over the legs, you really cut the mobility of whoever you're against. Solo really held that for a bit. The damage might have already been done. Back to the legs.
Traps the other leg. Ooh, a nice STF.
Wow.
She has both ankles trapped, just really applying that crossface.
And that's really impacting just about every part.
Dynamite Didi not even breaking up, just taking it to Faye Jackson. There just seems to be an angle of discourse between the two.
Hey, back to your corner. Let's go. Back it up. Come on. Let's go. Back
Uh-oh, but you got to keep your eyes on Rocky. She is the legal one here, Solo.
Oh!
What a strike right to the chest.
Let's go. 1 in, 1 out.
Oh, a hard strike there from Didi. The crowd not happy about this one.
Solo's in the wrong side of town right now. She needs to be able to get the tag to Faye Jackson. Oh, look, she's already starting to work her way over.
You mean she moved like a foot?
That's beginning to work your way over.
All right.
Do you know what words mean?
Oh, a hard kick there from Didi.
We got to the count of 5.
Back into
They
their
plan on
corner.
utilizing every second.
Oh, dropping the face right on the knee of Didi, and that braced knee, let's be clear.
You see Solo grabbing the back of her neck. Not only was her head crashing onto the knee of Dynamite Didi, but possibly her neck got pinched in that scenario. Very uncomfortable position to be in if you're Solo Darling.
For sure, now working over the neck with Didi. Now to some hard stomps on the back of Solo.
Just trying to administer as much punishment as possible on the Solo Darling.
Into a full Nelson here, into that
Bubba
sit-out.
Buster. Applied a body scissors. And she's keeping the full Nelson, getting rid of the full Nelson now, right as I was saying it.
Doing? Yeah, the ref. Oh, Solo.
That could have been it.
But again, Faye and Rocky getting involved here, distracting the ref from being able to do his
Uh-oh.
job.
Uh-oh. Solo's got an ankle.
That's very, very dangerous.
Oh, but they were able to.
tag.
Yep. Oh.
Hard stomp right back to the back of Solo.
And we saw them last night do a very good job of cutting the ring in half, and they are executing the same flawless tag team plan of being able to do the same tonight.
The crowd not fans here of Didi or Rocky.
Ooh!
That's some language.
That's the same finger you pointed at me earlier.
I would never. I am a lady, Jakob. A lady.
A lady in love with Zay. Oh my God! That was right on the jaw. And Solo, it might be knocked out standing.
Oh, really? Really?
Oh!
A hip check there, mocking
You
right
gotta
to
make the
Faye
cover. You gotta make the
Jackson.
cover. She is hurt. We got a nice roll up here.
Oh, but Faye just
holding the tights.
ref. Solo able to take advantage back to the legs here. Into a Boston Crab, and she's wrenched it in deep.
And you can see Dynamite Didi trying to relieve a little bit of pressure on her lower back by attempting to push Solo Darling
grab
at
the
front.
gear. Grab the gear.
No.
That's what
well,
she's
she was
doing.
just doing that now.
Right.
Yeah. But
Really?
that's-
Rocky pushing the ropes forward. The ref not seeing that.
Oh,
Huge clothesline
across
there.
the throat. Oh,
And
no.
a shot to Faye
You
Jackson
don't
for no
want to-
reason. Crowd firmly against Didi and Rocky here.
Just disrespectful. You got to be careful. You don't accidentally kick her into Faye Jackson, who's back up on the
Solo
apron
asking
here.
for more.
I don't know if either
Oh!
Solo. Oh!
What a shot.
Solo's getting mad.
Looking for that slingshot snap suplex here.
Oh.
There it is.
Solo getting a
Doing it
little bit
again.
more momentum.
Up.
Oh!
Over.
Solo's starting to feel it now. You got to tag Faye, though. You got to tag Faye. You've taken a little bit too much damage, and you got to get Faye in the ring.
Oh, into a modified spear there.
I don't-
Cover. Didn't get all of it, but a 2 count.
I don't think she was quite able to get all of it. If she was, that probably would have been the end of the contest. Thus, agreeing with my own point that Solo has to make the tag.
Your own point.
Yeah,
All right.
I make it very
I
astute points.
hope
And
you would
Solo
agree
needs
with
to make the tag. Go! Tag Faye!
Trying to reach for that tag, but unable to get it. Again, Didi and Rocky have really cut off the ring.
See, Solo was starting to make the tag, and then
Rocky just
Didi
got off the apron. here.
Didi
What's
just
she
made
doing?
her so mad that she wants everyone to
Oh.
see, everyone at home to see the aggression of Solo Darling. Look
Reaching
at
for the
Faye.
tag. Oh, Rocky Radley just pulled off Faye Jackson. Solo not able to get that tag.
And Faye wasn't even extending the hand there for a second. That was weird. Huh. Solo Darling in a corner
She doesn't
where
know what to
nobody's
do.
home.
And she's really been worked over quite a bit in this match. A tag would have been huge here.
In comes Didi, driving the shoulder into the sternum of Solo Darling. So Solo's just standing on her feet right now. German suplex plants Solo on her head.
A release German there. Both these women are down. Faye able to get back up in the corner here. Solo's got to make that tag. They've really pissed off Faye Jackson. Here comes Rocky. Solo gets it.
Here we go.
The crowd popping for Faye Jackson here.
Are you ready for this jelly?
Clothesline.
Down
after
goes Didi.
clothesline.
Duck. Oh, headbutt to Rocky.
Beautiful. Oh, she said, come on, bitch. They're both down. I know what this is.
Oh, no.
Oh! To the both of them.
2 for the price of 1.
Faye Jackson getting that revenge on Rocky
1, 2,
Rabbit.
tag champs retain.
No.
Oh. Referee Stephen Dumang registers the 2 count, the near fall, as Faye Jackson looks to set up Rocky Radley for something else.
Faye Jackson in firm control here.
She's the freshest competitor in the contest.
Rocky Solo tagging back in.
I don't know if that's the right move there. You gotta let Faye do Faye things.
Yeah, not the move I would have necessarily made. Solo went through a lot just a minute ago, but whipping her in. Oh! Down on Rocky.
Whoopee cushion.
Uh-oh.
And here comes Solo.
Oh, right into a senton there.
Makes the cover.
Dee breaking it up. Faye Jackson now just striking at Dee.
And it is breaking down. Referee Stephen Dumang really needs to get control of this contest.
Oh, trading strikes, all 4 of them here. We need some control. Oh, a strike.
There's that anger of Solo coming through. Oh, Rocky Radley not to be outdone.
Strikes going to both of someone second.
Double whip.
Oh, all right. That was impressive.
Back roll. Oh.
And kick. That was very smooth. Oh, Solo kicking Rocky back.
I don't think Rocky got all of hers. Solo might have been knocked out completely if that was the case.
Amanda Samoan. Cover to both.
1, 2, 3.
They both
was that 3?
out.
Was that 3?
That was 2. Referee Stephen Dumang saying it is a 2.
I thought that was 3.
Well, there you go, seeing again. That was a very solid 2 count.
2 and 7, 8s. Jeez Louise. What's it gonna take to put down Dynamite Didi and Rocky Radley? Only the champs know.
Here we go. Could be that drop it like it's hot. Faye connects, but Solo is legal here.
Okay, well, this is how they won last night.
Here comes that sharp stinger.
That's it. She's got it locked in. She's got a center of the ring. Nowhere for Rocky to go.
Oh, look at that. Didi with a huge forearm kick. Didi able to save her partner here.
Just delivering kicks right to the small of the back of Faye Jackson.
And Solo's just really gone through a lot here. Whipping her into the ropes. Into that turnbuckle. Solo fighting him off.
Solo's not to be.
Swing her through. Oh, kick right to the back. What's Rocky going for here?
Oh!
German.
Solo's head smacks the mat. Holy cow. Leg drop.
Oh, Rocky legal. Oh, look at that. Faye coming in to save her partner
Stephen
here.
Dubing making sure that the proper legal the legal competitor makes the proper pin. That was a bad one. That was a real bad one.
It's all right. That pretending to be bilingual will get ya. Lifting her up, but Rocky able to slide behind. The champs just went into each other there. Look at that. Right into the turnbuckle.
Solo in a full Nelson here. Dynamite Didi's got Solo up.
Into that TKO. This is what won them the match against AAA.
Faye's got to turn around and break the breakup.
We have new champions.
Here are your winners and your new Queens of Combat Tag Team Champions.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Rocky Radley and Dynamite Didi are your new Queens of Combat Tag Team Champions. The year-long reign of Faye Jackson is over.
And there's the bell for the fatal four-way.
Jeff, not to interrupt you, but I thought there were going to be 4 people in this. I thought Nicole Savoy, Solo Darling, Heidi Lovelace, and Leva Bates.
You don't see Leva?
No, where's Leva?
You weren't very good at those Where's Waldo books, were you?
No.
I used to pick them out like that. I mean, half a second. It was never even a challenge. And there's Waldo.
Where's Waldo?
There's Waldo.
Where's Waldo? Oh, I think you're lying to me.
Well, let's talk about the competitors.
Okay.
Okay.
I at least know that.
We've got another debut in Queens of Combat in the Queen of Suplexes, Nicole Savoy.
Native of Elk Grove, California, I believe.
And also in the match, Heidi Lovelace, Solo Darling, and Leva Bates.
Where's Leva? I didn't even see her come out.
You did not see. You're not good at those books. I'm telling you, I'm so good. I spot them in an instant.
All right, well, if you could
There's
try.
Waldo. I see Waldo right now. Boom, just like that.
I
It's
see.
that red and white. It's stripes. It's easy to see. The pattern.
You're
it stands
lying
out.
to me. I don't even know what you're talking
There's
about.
Waldo. Again.
Was Leva late?
No, Waldo has been here the whole time.
Boy. I see Jake Manning, the camera guy. Is that
Waldo's right next to him.
I see a pink cup.
No, in
cup
front of the
stand?
cup.
A Chris Bryant fan?
No, in front of the cup. Now it's in the ring. Waldo's in the ring now.
I'll
Oh,
trust. I'll
We're going to
trust
get
you.
a four-way finger lace lock. I think Heidi may have the advantage of this.
Oh, I think Nicole Savoy.
Whoa!
Heading to the turnbuckle. Beautiful arm drag by Heidi Lovelace.
We have 4 competitors all going at the same time. It's too fast to
Hey,
call.
Jeff, guess what? I found Waldo.
You found Waldo finally?
I found Waldo. It's Leva Bates. It's not really Waldo. You're right. That's the joke. I get it. Oh, boy. Somebody should give me commentary notes. Whoa, quick cover by Savoy.
Wow, it was almost a 3 there.
And I'll tell you what, Jeff Todd, I know you've seen her before, but I'll tell you what, I am so impressed by this Nicole Savoy kid. She is great. I've seen her probably 3 times now. I've seen her compete in a tournament back in San Jose last WrestleMania weekend. She left such an impression on me. She's just amazing. See, these people don't know where Waldo is.
Right there's Waldo.
Oh,
Right in the middle of the page, right there.
This feels very much like Who's on First. Are they changing that at Red Jones?
There's Waldo. Right there in the middle of the ring. In the middle of the stands.
See, you don't even know.
I
I
Waldo
don't
right
know.
there. Waldo coming this way, see? You know, while they are having a good time, Leva's definitely having a good time with this, you got to be careful. You leave yourself open. Somebody could get rolled up. Somebody could get tripped and put into a submission hold. This match could be over. All while you're looking for Waldo. Uh-oh.
I think Savoy's getting all Cali on her. She's all NorCal.
Look out, into the ring. Leva rolls in with a spear that just levels Nicole Savoy. It's going to be tough to get a 3 count in this match. We have 4 people all fighting for the victory at the same time. Leva Bates looks like she's going to take care of herself.
Like Kennedy Brink, of course, Leva is a graduate of the Team 3D Academy.
He is chopping everybody down. Look out, Nicole Savoy tripped Leva.
Oh.
Clothesline. And Nicole has leveled her opponents.
I still haven't even seen Leva.
What, Leva? You don't see Waldo? You can't find Waldo, seriously, Amber.
I don't even
terrible.
know.
You're terrible at this game.
This is a 3-way dance. It's not even a fatal 4-way because there's no.
Waldo is so
Leva,
close to
there's
you
no
now,
Waldo.
and you still can't see Waldo this close?
This is ridiculous.
I know you need glasses, right?
How are you making your voice change, Jeff? This is ridiculous.
Power of imagination.
How'd you like that? That's my best Leva Bates impression I can do.
Do you get paid extra for this?
I'm going to charge extra for that.
You know, I mean, it's pretty awesome. I go from high to.
What you think? That's pretty good.
I don't get it.
I can add that to my Donald Trump.
I don't get it.
Well, look at this. What's getting right now is Heidi
notes
Lovelace
next time.
getting it from Nicole Savoy. She's just choking her out there in ringside.
I need to go to Barnes & Noble and get those books and study them. Just like I study wrestling tapes, I should study Where's Waldo
At this
books.
point, you know, I think Waldo's done playing games.
Waldo is done playing games.
Oh boy.
Oh, there's biting in the ring. Look out.
Wow.
Nicole Savoy is ticked off. She just threw Solo Darling across the ring, and now she's getting ready to throw Heidi Lovelace on her head with that back suplex.
Well, I'll tell you what, they don't call her the Queen of Suplexes for nothing. That's for sure.
Not quite enough to keep Heidi down for a 3. It's going to be, a submission is going to be even harder to get in a 4-way match like this because everybody's going to try to break it up and prevent that victory. Solo Darling positioning herself behind Nicole, and she's going to put her own submission. Is that the reverse hug? What is that?
It's a nice
Or
hug.
is it just a choke?
I don't think it was a real friendly hug. Savoy definitely didn't take it as such. Hey, Jeff. Guess what?
Did you find Waldo?
I found Waldo again.
And
Nicole Savoy did not want to find Waldo that way.
Northern Lights suplex almost pinned the Queen of Suplexes.
Taking a page out of her former partner Mia Yim's book.
Double underhook with a bridge. Oh, and a float over. Nicole Savoy now has a submission hold on Leva Bates.
I'll tell you what, that's Savoy. She is amazing. Her suplexes are so graceful.
Heidi Lovelace adding a dragon sleeper, and here comes Solo from behind. She's got a leg. It's going to be an ankle lock on Heidi, and now Solo Darling is in the best spot right now to pick up a win. What is Referee Red Jones has the foxtail.
What in the world?
You cannot grab a girl's tail, Red Jones. You're going to get fined for that.
That's practically sexual harassment.
He's going to get fined for sure.
That's an easy 75-50 fine.
Easy.
Or maybe 75-25.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't
Now,
know.
oh, punch to the face. Leva thinks.
Solo thinks that
Leva was trying to tell Solo she didn't do it, but Solo didn't believe her.
Well, why would a gentleman like Red Jones grab a foxtail? I guess that's what she's thinking. She was wrong.
Oh, wow. Inside out. Bulldog. Leva Bates could be out cold, but don't celebrate too soon. Big German release suplex from Nicole Savoy. Heidi Lovelace now with a belly to back. Just dropped her right on the top of her head.
Folded her in half. See, I'm not the only one, Jeff Todd.
Well, Heidi missed her. Leva Bates able to stun Heidi with that lung blower.
We got a car crash in the ring.
That's what it looks like. 4 bodies just squirming around in the ring.
That is what it looks like. That's why I called it.
You're right, you're right. Hopefully we got no lawyers in here. They're trying to collect, on that crash. 2 competitors left in the ring. Nicole Savoy and Solo Darling.
Ooh, just driving her face into the mat.
And they're still the only 2 in the ring. This is an opening that one of these 2 could take advantage of.
She's trying to get her sugar.
Uh-oh, you got to be careful. You don't know what's in that cup.
Put the sugar down! Put it down!
It's a special one. Just give it to me. You want it? I mean, kind of stuff stinks. You want it?
Oh.
Okay.
Man, that was her Slurpee. That was her sugar rush. It was very unkind of Miss Savoy.
Well, come on then, small fry. Let's go.
Oh,
Small fry.
Nicole Savoy talking all kinds of trash to Solo Darling with a Thesz press. Just leveled Nicole Savoy. And a second one. She is so mad she lost her slushie.
What?
Three
Hey.
fast presses. This could be it. 2 and a so close to a 3.
I know how you feel about your Slurpees. You wouldn't have been happy either.
I'd be ready to fight for that for sure. You know, people ask me, do I go by the gym? And I say, every day, right to the Slurpee place. Uh-oh. Twisting Fisherman Buster.
Heidi in there to make the save at the 0 hour.
Couldn't get any closer than that.
No way.
Leva Bates she's taking another respite there at ringside. Probably looking for an opening.
Wait, this is a former tag team. I don't know if you're aware, Jeff, but I mean, this is the buddy system.
Ooh.
Solo Darling and Heidi Lovelace. You know, I mean, nobody knows each other better than these two.
They're not buddies right now.
They are not acting like buddies. They're
STO.
no kind of hug life there, that's for sure.
Wow, Leva Bates just drove Heidi right into the pole. She's going to go to that second rope. Oh, if Leva hits this, and she does, the Pepsi plunge, it's over.
That's one of her
That's
signature
it.
maneuvers. No.
I don't know how, but somehow Nicole Savoy was able to break up that pin. I just knew that was going to be over for Heidi. I think Heidi's done. I don't think she's coming back from that. She's there right for the pickings if she doesn't slide out of the ring. Solo Darling and Nicole Savoy now going one-on-one.
That's right, Solo. Give it to her.
Solo's going to drive her face right into the mat. Form of the unprettier, except she was sitting on her head when she did it.
Wow, did you just call Nicole Savoy unpretty?
Are you're just trying to get me
Oh
killed
my
by these girls. These ladies, these athletic ladies, you're trying to get me murdered by them.
Well, you know, you keep saying mean things.
Oh, wow.
Wow, leave
Sit
the
out,
high
power
rent
bomb.
district. Don't miss this, Jeff.
Oh, my God. I think Leva just came off the top with a boot right in the middle of the spine of Nicole Savoy. She's on the floor, and I don't think she's going to get back in the ring. Meanwhile, Heidi Lovelace has perched herself on the top turnbuckle. Senton right in the middle of the...
This could be all.
And a 3 count. Yes, Heidi Lovelace able to steal the victory with that senton from the top.